In 2003, Manchester United FC spent around £12.24 million to sign an 18-year-old teenager from Sporting CP named Cristiano Ronaldo. At the time, the fee was considered enormous. Ronaldo had not won anything yet. He was not the best player in the world. In fact, many people still saw him as a young player full of tricks who dribbled too much. The transfer felt like a gamble. But behind that decision, Manchester United was actually doing something far more modern than simply buying a football player. They were buying a future asset. And like great investors, they were not buying based on the present condition. They were buying based on the possibility of future value. The night in Lisbon that changed a teenager's value.
Sort of outcoming. Ronaldo's quick for him. Cristiano Ronaldo is unstoppable. Before the transfer happened, Cristiano Ronaldo played a friendly match against Manchester United F.C. at Estadio José Alvalade. He played without fear. His speed troubled United's defenders. His movements were wild, sometimes excessive, but full of courage. What was interesting was that Alex Ferguson did not only see Ronaldo's technical ability that night, he saw something far more valuable in the modern industry: attention. Ronaldo had an aura. He made people pay attention every time he touched the ball. In the modern entertainment economy, the ability to attract attention is a highly valuable asset. And football in the early 2000s was beginning to move toward becoming a global entertainment industry. This is the most important financial side of Cristiano Ronaldo's transfer. Manchester United FC was not buying proven performance. They were buying the potential appreciation of an asset's value. In the world of investing, there is a concept called buying undervalued assets, something whose true value has not yet been fully recognized by the market. Ronaldo was that kind of asset. Technically, he was obviously talented. But more importantly, he was young, charismatic, entertaining to watch, confident, and had a powerful life story. That meant Ronaldo had the potential not only to deliver victories on the pitch, but also to generate money off the pitch. And in the modern era, elite players do not just produce trophies. They generate jersey sales, sponsorship deals, broadcasting value, media attention, global fanbase growth, and even higher club valuations. In other words, Manchester United was buying a long-term economic machine. The decision to give Cristiano Ronaldo the number 7 shirt was not just a football decision. It was a branding strategy. That number had previously been worn by legends such as George Best, Eric Cantona, and David Beckham. At Manchester United FC, the number 7 had already become a symbol of a global superstar. When Beckham moved to Real Madrid CF, United needed a new face to maintain their commercial dominance. And Ronaldo was chosen to fill that void. This mattered because modern football is no longer just about winning matches. Big clubs must also preserve the value of their brand in the global market. And Ronaldo fit that role perfectly. Young, photogenic, emotional, media-friendly, and full of personality. In short, he was not just a great football player. He was a potential global product. Cristiano Ronaldo eventually evolved into something even bigger than what Manchester United FC may have imagined. He became an independent brand. Before the era of modern social media, most commercial power was controlled by football clubs. But Ronaldo became part of a major shift in which players began building brand power of their own. His name started selling everything: shoes, perfumes, clothing, advertisements, gyms, hotels, and even lifestyles. At that point, Ronaldo was no longer just an athlete. He had become a walking media company. Every social media post carried economic value. Every expression, celebration, or interview became global attention. And attention is the most expensive currency in the digital era.
I think about Champions League, if we think about Euro.
This is where the biggest financial truth of all begins. Modern markets do not only buy quality, they buy stories. And Cristiano Ronaldo possesses one of the most perfect stories in sports history. A boy from the small island of Madeira, raised in modest conditions, leaving alone for Lisbon, recruited by a giant club, wearing a legendary number, and eventually becoming a global icon. Stories like this create emotional connection, and emotional connection produces loyalty, attention, consumption, and ultimately, money. Sponsors understand that when they partner with Ronaldo, they are not simply buying a famous face. They are buying a narrative about ambition, discipline, and success. When Manchester United F.C. sold Cristiano Ronaldo to Real Madrid CF in 2009 for around £80 million, the transfer broke the world record at the time. But the real profit was far greater than the transfer fee itself. Over the years, Ronaldo helped expand Manchester United's global fan base, increase merchandise sales, boost sponsor exposure, and strengthen the club's position as a global sports brand. In other words, the £12 million that once seemed expensive eventually became one of the greatest investments in sports history. And perhaps that is where the biggest transformation of modern football truly began. Elite clubs no longer just buy players. They buy attention. They buy symbols. They buy stories. And sometimes, a story can be worth billions of dollars.
Against Kirkland, as cool as you like, Ronaldo slots home, and is that United